You might be surprised to hear how often rhinos attack humans, but it happens, and you need to be prepared. That's why this list of the top 12 chases and attacks by angry rhinos. Number 12. At Chilachila Game Reserve in South Africa. A few American tourists on a honeymoon and encountered the wrong pair of rhinos at the wrong time. The clip starts off with the two animals briskly walking towards the Jeep. However, as the vehicle continues to gain speed, the rhinos also begin running faster, now getting verbally provoked by the cameraman and his group. Wild animals can be seen practically galloping towards the speeding vehicle. Eventually, though, the video suddenly comes to an end, and the outcome sadly remains a mystery. Number 11. Somewhere in Namibia, a man came face to face with a massive rhino, and things didn't quite go as expected. Initially, the gigantic rhino can be seen calmly walking towards his car, eventually getting a little too close for comfort. As the cameraman inside the vehicle pretends to be unbothered by the animal's presence, something happens that quickly made him reconsider. However, the man inside the vehicle surprisingly continues to maintain his composure as the video unfortunately comes to an end. Number 10. A group of friends in Chichuan National Park got dangerously close to a young rhino just trying to go about its day unbothered. The clip initiates with the animal roaming around right next to the group of locals, one of whom seems to be using a small tree for his protection to avoid provoking the fearless rhino. A group of friends do their best to stay out of its way as it continues to stroll around carelessly. After many tense minutes, the animal luckily decides to spare them and continues in the opposite direction. Number 9. In Otto Elephant National Park. A few tourists were unfortunate enough to encounter a territorial male rhino, and you won't believe what happens next. In the beginning, nothing appears out of the ordinary as the tour guides can be seen taking pictures and observing the seemingly calm animal from a distance. However, the rhino does not seem to appreciate their presence as it begins approaching their car in an aggressive manner. At this point, the men enter an intense confrontation with the untamable beast as it continues to repeatedly charge towards them for the next few minutes. Eventually, things start getting way too unsafe, and they immediately attempt to make an escape. Come on. Luckily, the rhino never came back, and everyone made it back home in one piece. Number 8. A man visiting an African safari had a nerve-wracking encounter with a full-grown rhino. Keep watching to find out what happened. At first, he is seen recording the pair of rhinos as they appear to be enjoying the tasty grass when the mother suddenly starts approaching him. With the man now absolutely frozen in fear, both animals continue to stare him down while standing just a few inches away. At some point, though, the mother most likely gets tired of having a camera in her face and decides to do this. After many stressful minutes, things finally calm down as the rhinos can be seen walking away for good. Number 7. These locals in Nepal witnessed something unimaginable when an unsuspecting man got in the way of an aggressive male rhino. The video starts off by showing the animal calmly walking down the street while the few locals watch in disbelief. Eventually, though, a man can be seen trying to cross the street up ahead. And this is when things take a shocking turn. After proving its points, the rhino doesn't cause any more trouble and simply walks back towards the gate of the park from which it originally came. Thank you for watching right until the end. Check out these other videos you might also like. I'll see you there. Number 6. Rhino versus rhino. At a game reserve in southern Africa, a young white rhino suckles its mother. When a large bull rhino appears, the atmosphere changes. In an instant, the bull begins spray marking its territory around the mother and calf who are still nursing. Following that, the calf is attacked. The bull hurls the calf into the air, and the calf's mother rushes to its side. The bull turns on the mother as the calf flees for safety, forcing her backwards and lifting her front legs off the ground. The fighting duo collides with one of the observer's cars, causing him to flee. As the terrified calf orbits the conflict, the mother finally flees down the road, away from the camera on the bull. This appeared to be a territorial dispute. The male spray marking was the telltale sign. White rhinos are solitary creatures who fiercely guard their territory. Females, on the other hand, are not, and they frequently migrate outside of male-claimed territory. These two rhinos compete for territory and a rhino calf, and it's clear that one rhino is stronger than the other. The pushing and shoving continue for a few seconds before the stronger rhino pushes the other rhino into the water, thereby continuing the attack. These rhinos appear to be practicing a new dance, but the truth, they are fighting viciously, and the fight is most likely caused by the young calf that was present at the time, or perhaps it is territorial. The rhinos' head-to-head battle continues as they attempt to determine a victor. This rhino's territory is marked by him urinating on the ground. When rhinos take a leak, it's obvious it's more like a shower. I'm not sure what this rhino is doing, but he appears to be having fun rubbing his tummy against this boulder. Number 5. Rhino versus lion. These two male lions must watch their back as an angry rhino forces them to move away. One of the lions has a bad limp and can barely run. I don't know if the rhino is the culprit or not, but he just wants them to leave. I think the message is clear. For some reason, the lion with the limp sticks around. These cats are stubborn because they have a kill and are trying to eat there. But the rhino won't have it, so he just keeps harassing them. 4 huge rhinos come across a pride of lions on the road. The lions are crashed on the ground, relaxing when the rhinos ask them for directions to the nearest lavatories. The lions point in the opposite direction, so the rhinos turn around and head that way. In the wild, 2 white rhinos wake up these sleeping lions. Are lions truly the king of the jungle, or are they simply scary cats? These lions are watching a few rhinos and a calf hang out, but when Mom heads towards the lions, they revise their plan and run off. Mom rules on this morning, and the cats showed their respect for the mighty beast. If you have the privilege of observing each member of the elusive Big Five lion, elephant, rhino, buffalo, and leopard in their natural habitat, you will understand how each one exudes their own brand of power and authority. When you get to see one or more of these animals in the same place at the same time, your sense of awe is amplified. At the Cariaga Game Reserve, Ranger Joe and her guest witnessed an extraordinary interaction between a pride of lions and a white rhino mother. With her calf, they were able to share the experience thanks to this incredible video. This rhino is surrounded by a pride of lions, but besides taunting the beast or approaching it slightly, the big cats don't do much more to try to attack it simply because they understand the ramifications such audacity would cause them to endure. Number 4. Rhino versus hyena. This sight can be seen from 2 perspectives. One rhino is a strong mother who protects her young, and 2 hyenas show off their hunting abilities. The white rhino twirls to keep them away from her child, who is too young to fend for itself. The hyenas are excellent at putting them to sleep. When the baby rhino bolts his mother, and the 2 hyenas pursue him. According to the filmmaker, the rhino family escaped and is safe and well. This rhino mother stands her ground against a pack of hyenas and 2 lions. The lions are malnourished and one of them is injured. I'm surprised the hyenas haven't attacked the lions by now. There is also an elephant nearby. The rhino calf is most likely dead, and the mother does not want any of her enemies approaching it. Number 3. Rhino versus elephant. The rhino is protecting her calf from the giant elephant. In the standoff between a rhino and an elephant, I doubt anything will happen. While the 2 pugilists stand motionless, elephants introduced to the Palantisburg Reserve in 1979 were mostly coned orphans. In the absence of their larger role modes to teach them the ropes, the younger bulls were misbehaving, bullying females, and attempting to force them to mate. As a result, the young elephants became aggressive and attacked rhinos in several tourist vehicles, killing 40 rhinos and injuring 1 person. The youngsters' dissatisfaction stemmed from female rejection. The females recognized the young bulls were not fully mature and refused to mate with them, resulting in severe reactions from the youngsters in their high hormonal states, which resulted in rhino deaths and other aggressive behaviors. This elephant is irritated by the rhino's proximity to her. The elephant approaches the rhino trumpeting and requesting he leaves. However, the rhino has no time to flee because the elephant plods right through and knocking him to the ground and forcing him to roll over. Elephants aren't to be trifled with even if you're a large, powerful rhino. Number 2. Rhino versus hippo. Many animals are afraid of rhinos and hippos. This bored hippo yawns right in front of the rhino's face, but the rhino is unconcerned. The rhino's presence at their water hole irritates these 2 hippos, who challenge him to a yelling match. But the rhino remains calm and simply stands there listening to the hippo's high-pitched voice. Unfortunately, the rhino is eventually attacked by the hippo, who bites and rams them in the water. The rhino seemed unconcerned by the hippos. The rhino and the hippo share a water hole, and the hippo's clearly unhappy because he keeps his mouth open, threatening the rhino. The rhino takes a brief step out of the water before returning. There's a second hippo in the water hole, but other than a minor squabble, nothing is happening. What's not to love about a lonely rhino looking for a hippo or 2 to socialize with? These hippos, on the other hand, appear to disagree with the rhino and begin harassing it. The rhino's horn pokes into the hippo's mouth several times during the conflict as the hippo tries to bite it. The battle lasts slightly longer than 30 minutes. When this rhino gets too close to a couple of hippos, one of them chases him away. The rhino refuses to budge and continues on his merry way. Number 1. Rhino vs. Car. Watch as this enraged rhino bull tries to attack annoying tourist vehicles to protect this cow and calf. This old bull had to have had a previous encounter with poachers or other humans. The video was shot in Kruger National Park. These two were on their honeymoon in South Africa's Shilachila Game Reserve when these two rhinos chased their vehicle for over 2 km. They had a game guard protecting them from poachers 24 hours a day, who had to try and keep up with them on foot. You can see them chasing them at the very beginning of the video trying to keep up, but they were running at about 30 km an hour. It is unusual for a rhino to chase a car because their vision is poor and they tire easily, so they were fortunate to capture this on video. These rhinos are inspecting this red car, and I just hope they don't get too close to it because it could be the end for the car. One of the rhinos bumps into the car with his horn and it scares him and his friends away. Can you imagine how scary it must be to see a massive rhino like this one running straight for your vehicle? I know I would have my foot on the gas pedal. In seconds, this rhino runs into this white SUV and rams it with its horn. The driver decides to leave when he thinks the rhino may strike again. What a great idea. This rhino does not appreciate this vehicle getting too close, but he doesn't charge it. You can see how fast rhinos can run when this rhino chases a Jeep. This is no laughing matter. Should you ever think you can outrun a rhino, think again. This small car gets the beating of a lifetime when this rhino plays with it like it was a Hot Wheels car. This is a complete demolition job by the mighty rhino. I just hope there was no one in the car during this massacre. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a like and let us know in the comments what you think. Check out our other videos and subscribe to be part of the fun. Click on the notification icon so you can see our new videos as soon as they are uploaded. That's it for now.